Hello. This is the second video for students in my courses for spring of 2013. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch the other video on purchasing your books. If not, I'm Bob Wiedefeld. I'm your instructor for the spring. I'll assume that you're watching all of the videos, and from now on I won't introduce myself. The purpose of this brief video is threefold. The first is I would like to explain why I'm doing these videos. And secondly, I would like to talk to you about how we should be communicating back and forth during the semester. And then thirdly, I'd like to talk about some other important things that I think you should be aware of. First, the reason for the videos. This is new. I mentioned at the end of the last video. I've never done this before. I've taught online for Prince George's and other universities for about 15 years now. But increasingly, it's becoming obvious that the online environment, without some sort of interpersonal connection, is very dry, and it may be difficult for students to understand some of the things that appear as assignments and just in writing. And so I thought that this would give us an opportunity to experience just a little bit more of a personable interaction. You can let me know during the semester whether you think it's worthwhile or not. I'm hoping that it is. There'll be two types of videos during the semester that I've planned. The first type is the general video for everyone who is in all of my courses. For example, this particular video. The second type of video will be a course-specific video. It will deal only with the items on a particular course. And students in that class, in that particular course that video is designed for, will be the only ones who will see the URL to take them to that particular video. Would not surprise me if there on any particular announcement there is a link to a general video for everyone and a link to a course-specific video in the same announcement. The use of the videos is entirely up to you. You can use them, you can watch them, you can not bother. I know it's kind of boring to be just looking at my face when I'm talking. Hopefully I'll have some interesting show and tell kinds of things to hold up like I did the last time. But perhaps I won't. Maybe you can listen if I don't have anything to show you and cook dinner or watch TV with the sound turned off, whatever you want to do. I'm just hoping that they will be helpful to you in the long run. Here's a caution for you. This is very important. Do not, under any circumstances, assume that what is included in the videos is all you need to know to pass the course. The videos are designed to augment the course materials that are presented to you on the Blackboard site and on other sites. They are not intended to replace them. So, and vice versa. Do not assume that the videos aren't important because all they're going to cover is something that's not in the course material or something that's already in the course materials. That isn't the case. You need both, as far as I'm concerned. So please make it a habit to try to go and watch the video. I will always keep them below 15 minutes, and I'll try to keep them even shorter than that. The last thing you need is something taking up more of your time. The good thing about the video is if you miss something for whatever the reason, if you get interrupted, you can always go back and you can look at it again. The second topic that I wanted to cover in this particular video is communication, how we communicate with each other. The college, Prince George's Community College, has a rule. It's a rather silly rule as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't make any difference. It's a rule. They will not permit faculty members to communicate with students using any platform other than the Prince George's Community College student email. So if you send me an email from your Hotmail account or Gmail or any other account, any account other than your student email account with Prince George's Community College, then you're not going to get an answer from me. Sorry about that, but there isn't anything I can do. That's the administration's rule, and we have to follow it. As far as office hours are concerned, that term these days is a bit of a dinosaur. I do not spend much time at all on the campus of Prince George's Community College. All of my courses, most of my courses are taught online, and those that aren't are usually taught at the Laurel Center, halfway between where I live in Ellicott City and the Prince George's Community College main campus. So I don't go to the campus very often, and what I found over many, many years is that the students who take online courses don't get to the campus very often either. And if they do, they don't want to spend any more time there or make any special trips than necessary. So my office hours are make use of the internet. And the way that we can communicate with each other in addition to the email that I just mentioned to you is via phone and via Skype. Now, here's my preference. If you have a question or a concern and you feel the need to discuss these with me one-on-one, not on the Blackboard site itself, then first you need to send me an email. When you send me the email, be very specific. Communicate effectively. Tell me exactly what your question is or what your problem is. And I will attempt to address your concerns via a reply email. If the email platform format doesn't work, if we can't answer the question or address your concern properly using email, then I will consider the possibility of a telephone call. I'm going to ask you in advance, if I happen to call you, tell you that I'll call you and then call you, please don't use my cell phone number, which I will use to call you, to call me frequently to ask me other questions. I would like very much to use the email method of resolving issues before we use the telephone method. If the email and the telephone methods do not resolve the issues, then we have available to us Skype. Now, I haven't used Skype very much. I have used it for international types of meetings, but I haven't used it with the students. So there'll be some getting used to, perhaps on both of our parts. But I would be happy to use Skype, and we can discuss the issue that we couldn't resolve via email and telephone using Skype. Now, another caution, and this is a serious one. My expectation is that every student will thoroughly read and comprehend all of the instructions in the course, all of the text materials, everything that is at their fingertips, so that I don't get a whole lot of phone calls saying, I don't understand this, and the answer is already in the materials online on the course. So if you call me, if you send me an email, or you call me, or we, for whatever the reason, develop a Skype communication, then don't take it personally if I say to you in any of those formats, you have to read. You have to read carefully. The answer to your question, the answer to your concern is in the materials online, and that'll be that. Also, keep in mind that I don't respond well to someone who throws their arms up in the air and says via email or in the communication portion of the Blackboard course, I don't understand anything, I'm lost. I can't respond to that. We've got 3 or 4 weeks worth of course under our belts, and I get an email from someone saying, I'm lost. How do you expect me to respond to that? Do you want me to go back and hold your hand and teach you one-on-one every single thing that you're supposed to have read and understood? That just isn't going to happen. So you've got to be specific when you communicate with me. I'll be happy to help in any way I can, but I want you to be specific. If you're not being specific, or if you're just throwing your hands up in the air and saying, I don't understand, then you're going to get some sort of an email back from me or a response in the Blackboard course saying, can't help you. You must be more specific. So remember, the order in which we will resolve problems and it will be even more effective and efficient than if I had office hours on the campus, will be email first. You can post a general concern online as well in the Blackboard Ask the Professor format. But do that and then email, and then if in the email I say, listen, I'm going to give you a phone call, what's a good time to call you, because that's the way that I can resolve this issue the best, then we'll do it that way. And then finally, and only finally, we will resort to the Skype. Under incredibly unusual circumstances, we can establish a meeting, a face-to-face meeting, in a location that is convenient to both you and myself, if that becomes necessary. Very unusual, and some of my students are, of course, in Iraq, Afghanistan, and London, and that's not going to be possible. But you can understand why that would be a final resort. Finally, the course is set up in modules. It doesn't make sense to some students, but that's the way I've set the course up. There is a new module every week. It goes online on the Blackboard site shortly after midnight on Monday of any particular week, and it will stay online for the rest of the semester, but all of the assignments in that module will be due during that week. They'll be due no later than 11:59 p.m. the following Sunday. I have some advice for you that I think will be extremely valuable in terms of you being successful in this course. Do not put things off. Get into the reading and the assignments and get into the project for the course, which you'll hear more about later on, as soon as you possibly can. One of the instructions in the course is that you must make one post. There are several posts that are required, but one post needs to be made as early in the week as possible, certainly by Wednesday night of the respective week of that assignment. There's a reason for this. The reason is in the instructions. I won't go into it now. So please, don't put things off. And finally, become extremely familiar with the syllabus, all of the materials that are now online under course documents, the syllabus link, and also under assignments. The first module is live right now, and that module is an introductory module, and it goes through the steps of how to navigate your way through the Blackboard course. So that's the end of this particular video. I hope it's been helpful to you. If you have any questions, please post them on the Blackboard under Ask the Professor. Also, by the way, under communication, I did not say this. Don't email me unless you have an email that has content that's personal. That's something that's just between you and me. Remember, if you have a question about something in the reading or something in the course, there are other people in the course who may have the same question. So if you post that question in the Blackboard section, Ask the Professor, then other students can not only see your question, but they can also see the answer that I post. So please use the email for private issues, private concerns if you're having trouble with the meeting the deadlines, etc., and send that to me and I'll respond in that way. Today is Friday, and it's the 18th. Class begins on Tuesday, the 22nd. I'd like to wish you a very happy weekend. If you're a football fan, I hope your team wins this weekend. If you're not, then I hope whatever you do this weekend is very pleasant. We'll be talking again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.